What's going on, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another video for you. Latest United news video, breaking news sort of type thing. Not necessarily breaking news, just the evening's news with a rundown of what's going on at United. Get in there, my son. How are we all doing tonight? Thank you for joining us. We've got some lovely news to talk about tonight. Do us a favour at the start of the show and smash that like button on the video. Give it a big juicy like. Share it around on social media as well. That helps us out. And get yourself involved in the live chat. We want to hear from you throughout. Get your thoughts and opinions in there. I want to say shout out to everybody who's in here already at the start. Berber, what's going on, my son? The Vootinator, Susan, Lively Sue's in here as well. Hello there, Susan. Madhouse, how are you doing? We got the main man, Mark Harris, in the live chat. What's going down, mate? Flabby G, Kingslayer, Henry as well. Susan, Top Notch Tom. Everybody, thank you very much. Simon Almeida, get in there. Appreciate you all joining us. Simple Jack's in here as well. Appreciate it, man. Do as Simple Jack says and smash the like button and subscribe if you're new. Absolutely, yes. Thank you very much for that, Jack. And everybody, I hope you're having a good day. We've got some good news to get into right now. I mean, let's just kick things off of it. It looks like there is a verbal agreement in place between Manchester United and Erik ten Hag for the new permanent manager's job at Manchester United. Come on! Finally, let's get this going, man. It's been a little while, hasn't it? We want to start progressing as a football club. This is great news that's coming out today. So let's talk about it then, my friends. So as we can see, we got an update from an hour ago from Fabrizio Romano, which says, and I watched this video as well, and it just basically states that Erik ten Hag is now described as satisfied by Manchester United's plan to make important decisions together with him. That's why he wanted a long-term contract. Backroom staff and buyout clause of €2 million payment to be discussed soon in order to complete the process. So just finalizations of things, but apparently a verbal agreement is in place. Fabrizio also says sources close to Erik ten Hag confirmed David Ornstein report his appointment at Manchester United as new manager is in its final stages. Nothing signed yet, but backroom staff to be decided. No announcement expected this week. So we're expecting, it's still going to take a little bit of time, obviously, for the final details to be sorted out here in regards to, getting this deal over the line, the final aspects of the deal, whether it's the coaching staff and obviously dealing with the club. But in terms of, is Ten Hag happy with the offer that is being on the table from Manchester United in regards to freedoms within the club, as in being able to sign players? Maybe he's been given assurances on certain transfer budgets, etc. He's all happy with that. So that's great, guys. That's great. We've got another update here as well, which suggests that the Ten Hag has a verbal agreement with Manchester United, and it's understood to be a 4-year deal with the option for an extra year. And also different reports suggesting that United have today made a formal approach to Ajax as well for Erik ten Hag, and have now reached an agreement in principle with Erik ten Hag. So yeah, United executives are hopeful that they can get the deal done in the next sort of coming days and maybe in around about a week's time, hopefully. So very good news, guys. Come and get a sue in the chat, please. This needs to happen, doesn't it? I mean, no disrespect to Ralph Rangnick. He's just coming in and mopped up like a janitor and shat the bed. It's not been great. He's obviously been a bit too short for the job. He's going to go in a consultancy role and help us out 6 days a month or something, just chilling. And then we're going to get this new guy in with this new attacking type football, this Dutch total football style, which I'm really looking forward to seeing if he can implement that into Manchester United really well, which is a big question mark. Let's face it, the board is always going to be a problem. The owners are always going to be a problem. Erik ten Hag's going to be up against that. So he needs to have had certain assurances to be comfortable taking the job. Those reports RB Leipzig were after him. Other clubs are also interested in Erik ten Hag. So United have to sort of make their statement clear here to him that he's going to be given those assurances. I think certainly this summer, they've got to say to him, look, here's a big, fat, juicy transfer budget for you, sir, to come in and you can shape the squad. Because there's a lot of players going out this summer window, of which we know due to contracts running out, the fact that they're getting to about OAP age as well. Some of these guys are ready for their bus pass, like, Cavani's got to go, etc. Matic, Mata, these guys, all the old heads, a lot of the old heads will be going. So there's going to be new personnel coming in. He can bring in a couple of players from his previous side as well when he does come into Ajax, which is going to help us out, whether it be people like Anthony, or Gravenberch or whoever. There's lots of different players that have played for and are currently playing for Ajax that Manchester United should and could be interested in. Thank you very much, Aaron. He says, smash a like on the video. Yes, a lot of legends getting in here now. Thanks for joining, everyone. Shout out to everyone who's in here, man. Drew Who, Top Notch Tom, Aaron, The Vootinator, Steve Noakes, Berber, Mark Harris, Henry, Rush Mano, get in there, my son. Stephen Carr, Flabby G, Andrew Cos, Paul, Josh Lee, Ellie as well, get in there. Logan Wolfen. everyone, thank you so much for getting in here. I've got one eye on the Gash Champions League score and stuff. Chelsea, 90 minutes got in that one, 3-1 on 4-4 on aggregate. Who thought Chelsea were coming back and beating Real Madrid away like that? I didn't. But anyway, as you can see by that, it goes back onto the United vibe stuff. So Ten Hag now described as satisfied. That's the key thing here. So an agreement essentially in place verbally. So he's happy with the deal that's on the table from Manchester United, be it, transfer budget, freedoms that he's been given, permissions for him to bring in his own coaching staff, and also, of course, financial reciprocation, such as his wages and how much he's going to be paid. So he seems absolutely all fine with that. That is verbally agreed. So now it's just a matter of Manchester United dealing with Ajax, and of course then getting everything finalised with Ten Hag in regards to, coaching staff and that sort of thing as well, and then getting it signed and getting it agreed and hopefully getting it announced fairly soon. Now, we don't know whether or not it's going to be a case of him coming in early. It's more than likely that he'll be coming in at the end of the season. There's not that long left until that happens, until that finishes in the Netherlands. So once the Eredivisie season's done and once the Premier League season's done, he'll probably just come in and take over right then and there. But until then, he's more likely going to finish the season, at Ajax. So there you go. Formal offer understood to be made as well from United today, but that is not confirmed to Ajax. But also a verbal agreement in place between the club and the manager as a permanent deal. And we've got a report here that says he will get a long-term contract at Manchester United. As we said, there's a couple of different reports. One says 4-year contract with an option for a year, and elsewhere we've just got 5 years. So what does that show? What does that tell you what Manchester United are doing here? Well, it's not a 3-year deal. It's not a 2-year deal. It's not a 1-year deal with an option, see how we do in a year. If that is the case and they do get him signed up to a 4 or a 5-year deal, then surely that is a bit of an indicator that they're looking at the long picture, the long haul with Ten Hag coming in. So, so he's going to get a long-term contract, it looks like, at this stage. Obviously, we don't know the final details of the deal, but very, very good. Erik Ten Hag has refused so far to speak to any British media in the recent days as well. So Ajax can continue their final preparations for winning the season. Ajax have prevented British media from attending press conferences as well. So that's quite interesting. So they don't want to get a circus around the club here. This is all going on. We know it's all going on. He is being lined up currently as the next Manchester United manager. He is currently Ajax's manager, though, and they're in the middle of the season, and they've got time to, they've got to obviously focus and get their season won. So there you go. That's the situation as is. We're not expecting any announcement in the next day or two. Probably going to be at least a week or so, and that's even if they do decide to make an announcement while the season is currently underway. It might be a case of, we'll get everything wrapped up behind the scenes and it's all done. But we're not going to officially announce anything yet because we don't want to upset and disrespect Ajax and their challenge for the title, etc. So we'll have to wait and see what goes on there, dudes. But should be soon. Erik Ten Hag, it's looking like 99% or 95% like it is going to be done now because all these reports coming out that he's verbally agreed to join Manchester United. Manchester United have obviously pursued him to the point where they've got into these negotiations. They've got down to the nitty-gritty, and they are obviously trying to make their case for Ten Hag that he should be the next United manager as well. We had to impress him just as he's just as much as he's had to impress us. Because as I say, with the owners we've got, you've got to give the board assurances, of course, that he's going to get the freedoms to sign certain players and to get rid of certain players and shape the team in the way and the vision that he sees. And he's also got to understand, the transfer budgets and that sort of thing. So, but it's looking all fantastic, guys. Get in there, my son. Erik Ten Hag, let's get a hashtag ETH in the live chat because this man looks destined to be the next Manchester United manager. It's very, very close. Got another report from Graham Bailey here that says, as we revealed on Monday, Erik Ten Hag deal with Manchester United is very close. This was tonight at 7:05. Deal likely to be done by Easter, as was always the plan, although unlikely to put pen to paper until a later date. As I say, this is because of the situation with Ajax and the season. But in terms of getting everything arranged and getting everything pre-agreed, that seemed to be good. Terms with Ajax will not be an issue, who have already accepted that he's leaving. And as Fabrizio's given us an update many times, there's a €2 million release clause, which Manchester United will satisfy as well, which isn't an issue. Yep, and in the Netherlands, reports as well. De Telegraaf in the Netherlands, Dutch paper or Dutch news outlet reporting that that the verbal agreement is in place. The manager, on here, it says the manager will sign a 3-year deal with an option for a 4th and will become the highest paid Dutch manager in Premier League history. So this is from De Telegraaf in the Netherlands. They suggest a slightly different time of contract for the amount of years in the deal. 3-year deal with an option for a 4th. That probably makes sense in all fairness, but if it is a 4-year deal, then that just goes to show that they're trying to sort of, back it. Hey, Lily Gamer, what's going on there? Fair play to you, Lily Gamer. She says, Chelsea are the best. We come back 3-0 and bottled it at the end. Oh, hang on a sec. Oh, okay, but it's going into extra time. Oh, you had my hopes up then, you know. You had my hopes up then, Lily Gamer. I know what you're saying. With Rodrigo scoring, you mean he bottled it, right? Okay, I just went over there hoping that Real Madrid had bagged the cheeky little late winner. Oh. Anyway, but it's still going into extra time then. That sucks. Lily Gamer, though, good to see you in here. Thanks for getting in. It's 3-1. Hey, Paul Clayton, how you been, mate? Good to see you, my friend. It's 3-1 to Chelsea on the night. 4-4 on aggregate overall. So over in Spain, away from home, Chelsea winning 3-1 on the night. That's a very, very good result for them. Didn't really see it coming, especially after the first leg, where Real sort of ran all over them and Benzema's just been sick. You're expecting some more of the same, but no, Chelsea shown that resilience, shown that fight back. Interesting to see. I mean, looking at the stats as well, I haven't really watched the game, but looking at the stats, looks like they've battered them. They've had 18 shots to Real Madrid's 8 as well, so they have been all over them by the sounds of it. Hello Madrid, yes, come on, let's get a hashtag come on Madrid in the live chat. Screw Chelsea, in all fairness. As I've said it before many times, no disrespect to you, Lily Gamer, I know you're a big Chelsea fan. Chelsea are a scum club, and at the moment they're in the Champions League, reaping the fruits of their illicit gotten gains from their former Russian oligarch owner. So, fair play, that's cool. Morally, though, shit club. Right. Hey, Rushmana says we got 53 likes on the stream. Thank you so much for the tally there, mate. And also, smash that like button if you haven't done so. Let's see if we can get 100 likes on this late night stream. Appreciate you all getting in here. Yeah, the Champions League is on right now. I'm sure some of you are watching that too. I've got an eye on it also. Let's get back into the news then. I'm just going to have a sip of my coffee. Rob Dawson from the ESPN, also this evening at 7:10 p.m, reporting that Manchester United's search for a new manager is coming to an end. Ten Hag is all but done. Formalities to come, and then an announcement. That's all that's coming. So details, behind the scenes still need to be finalised. But ultimately, the deal is in place here, it seems, guys. So come on, get in there. New manager, new approach, new era. We need it as well because we have stagnated and gone backwards. Now, what I will say is it doesn't guarantee us that we're going to have a better season next season. I think it's going to take time. He has to instill a new philosophy. He's got to sign players. He's got to be allowed freedoms to get rid of a lot of the gash merchants we've got at the club. Get the fuck out, Harry Maguire, for instance. Surely he's not going to be the right fit for a Ten Hag style either. Get rid of that guy. Get rid of a bunch of the other melters. See you later on, Pogba. Everyone else that needs to go, go. And then sign a whole bunch of new players. This new coach, take him time, obviously, to develop a couple of the youth players too. That's what I think we need to do next season. We've got to get rid of about 10 players, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that, and it's actually realistic because there's a lot of players near the end of their contract and who are unhappy at Manchester United. We can sell 8 players, no worries. And what we need to do is bring in a few youngsters, promote the likes of, Ghana, Mengi, whoever, a couple of the youngsters, and also go out there and sign 6 or 7 players. That's what Manchester United need to do this summer. I'll ask the live chat really quickly, just out of interest, how many players do you think will sign this summer? I'm not talking about how many are leaving right now. I think that's going to be a lot. But how many players do you think will sign this summer? And that includes all players from, prospects to first team stars. What do you think? How many players do we sign? I'm going to say lucky number 7. I think Ten Hag's going to be getting in 7 players. That's right. 7 players. Now, that sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? You're all going, what are you smoking on there, the pig, mate? 7 players. How many players are leaving in the summer? Loads. And we've got to replace those. We've got to replace those players. And he's also probably not happy with a couple of the players that are not really at this moment in time necessarily leaving. Like you think about people like, I don't know, Bailly, Maguire, Phil Jones, these sorts of characters that at the moment are at United but could easily be sold or easily go in the summer. Maybe he just comes in and goes, you know what? These guys are gash. Let's make a change. Let's get somebody else in. So, it's possible that you do see wholesale changes at the club. But let's face it, this is Manchester United we're talking about. And the owners do seem to lack in fully investing in the side. So what will probably happen is they'll probably get rid of about 10 players, get a lot of players off the books, and they'll probably go and sign about 5, and then that'll justify, that'll justify them then. Hey, Night Owl, thank you very much for the super chat, mate. Get in there, my son. Super chat. Super chat. Thank you so much, Night Owl. Okay, fair enough, Night Owl. Respect. I hear what you're saying. He says, any English team over Spanish teams? Well, okay, I see what you're saying. So, as an Englishman, what you're saying is we should be supporting Chelsea here, hoping that they represent England well, because they're an English club and they're up in the European, Premier club competition, representing England in this. I hear what you're saying, but you know what? I fucking hate Chelsea, mate. I hate Chelsea, and I hate everything they stand for and represent. They've bought their way to the success by a Russian oligarch billionaire coming in and bringing the game into disrepute over the years. And now he's been found out, the sanctions have come in place by the UK, and he's left the club. And now he's left them in a fantastic position. They just won the Champions League last year. They're obviously doing well this year. They're a really good side. Why are they a really good side? It's because he's thrown the kitchen sink at it with money, like it's this little Playboy plaything over the years. Before that, Chelsea were just a bang average, 3rd, 4th, 5th place, 6th place, whatever fucking cup team, with booking Ed De Hoy in goal. You know what I mean? So let's face it, they're shite. If it wasn't for the oligarch that came in and used his money, which I'm sorry to say, guys, a lot of it has been, and this isn't me saying this is people in the House of fucking Commons, the Parliament saying this, that a lot of it is from fucking ill-gotten gains, etc., that's essentially being washed through Chelsea, and it's from some dodgy fucking Russian oil money. You know what I mean? So I don't like any of it. I think Chelsea's a scum club, and for that reason, a la Madrid. Come on, Real Madrid, get in there. Now, I know what you're saying, though. It would be good for English football if the English teams do well. Yeah, okay, Anthony White says we spent more money than Chelsea, sent Anthony White. Yeah, okay, but listen, there's a big difference between spending money that you've earned and spending money that you haven't earned. I think you're misunderstanding my point. I've got no disrespect to Liverpool Football Club. Liverpool Football Club, huge rivals of Manchester United. But you know what? I respect them a lot more than the likes of fucking shitty Chelsea. Arsenal Football Club as well, They've got shit owners too, like ours in a lot of ways. I certainly respect what they've done in their history, and their traditions and their history have always been one of the successful clubs and winning things and doing it in the right way. I've always respected that. But what I do not respect is new money oligarch owners who come in and just destroy the game of football, who also actually do things like Manchester City as well, where they, putting all these cheeky backhanders in everywhere, left, right, and centre, doing illicit things, paying youth players to sign for them early and all that sort of bullshit. In overinflating sponsorship deals from their Qatari-owned businesses, etc., in order to inflate the amount of money that's commercially being, the revenue into the football club, so they can justify their expenditure within the football club when everybody knows they've got no fan base. So, these sorts of clubs, I do not have any respect for. Liverpool, Arsenal, got a lot of respect for them. Chelsea and City, they can fuck off. To be honest with you guys, that's how I feel. The sooner that City gets sanctioned, get fined, whenever that may be, and their fucking owner does one and they go back to being a championship outfit, the better. Yes, there is a FIFA stream tonight, Reece United. Yes, indeed, we'll be on about 11:30, my squire. Neil Driscoll says City oil money to pig. Mate, yeah, that's it. I could do with it. Goal Madrid gets in there, my son. Come on. Oh, yes. Karim Benzema, is it? Oh, Benzema, come on. Benzema's only gone and done you. Fucking have it, Chelsea. Have it. In extra time, Benzema, Karim pops up. He's done it in the last game, and he's only gone and done it again tonight. Come on! Oh, shit. Sorry, Chelsea scummers, but that's how I feel. I think that football goes in cycles, doesn't it? Manchester United have had a fall from grace right now because we've had gash owners. I don't think it's for any other reason, personally, than the owners came in the mid-2000s. And since then, Fergie's obviously left. He was the guiding light for us at the time. And then since he's left, we are absolutely dog turd shite, really, pretty much overnight. But it's just getting worse. Now, I think, the only way we truly get better is to get these guys out. But anyway, Benzema for Ballon d'Or says, yeah, absolutely. Oh, I can't wait to eat. So bloody hungry. Oh, I feel you, Eddie. Yeah, I've just had a coffee. My sleep is so bad. I was up until God knows what time doing FIFA. It took me a while to unwind yesterday and sleep. And so I've just been sleeping most of the day and I feel like shit, but there you go. I need to eat too. Anyway, you don't like Chelsea, says Alec Brandon. Get in there, smash a 1 in the live chat if you hate Chelsea. But anyway, guys, so that's basically the news with Ten Hag. That's the big news, guys. I'm loving the news. Verbal agreement in place between Manchester United and new incoming permanent manager, Erik Ten Hag. Now just a formality in terms of like dealing with Ajax, the football club, getting the deal agreed there, and also finalizations with, just the final details in his contract and all that sort of thing. And as we've discussed, it may not be signed on the dotted line for a little while because he is still in a job in the Eredivisie, managing Ajax until the end of the season and has the opportunity to win the league. And so until that finishes, it's unlikely that Manchester United may, officially get it all done, but they might just do it behind the scenes, with the idea that he's coming in as soon as that season is over. Joe Pringle and Aaron hate them, and Simon Almeida and Leah Rose as well. Get in there. Sphinx, who says from Chelsea to Chelsea. Anyway, that's what I was going to say. Sorry, I got totally sidetracked. I was going to say that football goes in cycles. Manchester United, because of our gash owners, are in a bad cycle right now. I got totally sidetracked there and lost my train of thought, but I'm back on track. And so we lost our momentum and we've fallen off. The same thing will happen with Chelsea at some point, especially when there's a change of owners from where they've gone from having this rich, oligarch sugar daddy who's their owner, a billionaire, just pumping money into the club for fun. Literally, it's a plaything for him, and he's just buying all the best players in the world every year, and it's just a plaything. They've gone from having that to whatever they're going to go to. Obviously, there's lots of different offers on the table right now. The UK government, laid the smackdown on Roman Abramovich, and because of that, assets have been seized, etc. And so, you've got a situation where there's loads of different consortiums, loads of different offers on the table, and it really does remain to be seen who's going to, what's going to happen with Chelsea Football Club. Like, are they going to continue in this current way where they are successful and they are a big club? Or will you see some really bad owners come in who don't lead the club in a good direction, who are not like Roman Abramovich, who sees it as a plaything and just wants to get them to win every year? Will they get owners in like Arsenal's or like Manchester United's, which are not very good owners? That is the question. So I really hope it's the latter, though, and you get some really gashed owners, and you get, what you start to see is Chelsea dipping, because they've had a period of success and they've been very good. They won 2 Champions League. If we're being honest, guys, they haven't deserved 2 Champions League. When you consider Manchester United have 3 Champions Leagues in our whole history, there's no way Chelsea deserve 2. They've just bought them. That's the fact. But there you go. Anyway, they've got them, and but I hope that now is the time you see them fall off. I think that's what we all want to see, really. Right. Okay. So yeah, I am watching the Champions League, Steve, and I just got one eye on it. I'm not that bothered, mate, to be fair. We're not in it. You know what I mean? We're not in it, dude. Who gives a toss? We're not in it, but I would like to see Chelsea lose, which they currently are. Get in there, Karim Benzema. Come on. Right then, so I'm just going to get into some of the other news from Manchester United today, guys, but that's the big one. Erik Ten Hag to United is looking very much like it's a go-ahead, and the deal is verbally agreed between manager and club. So that's very, very good news. Right, we've got a little bit of information in regards to some other stuff going on at United. By the way, so Rio Ferdinand's come out and said that Harry Maguire does not suit Manchester United's style of play. Of course he doesn't. He doesn't suit us at all. Ferdinand said that he's been phenomenal for England, but might need to leave Old Trafford in order to thrive again, comparing his situation to Gerard Piqué's during the Spaniard's time in Manchester United in the early stages of career. He said, in an England shirt, he's been nothing but phenomenal. He's been unreal. You can't say he's a dead player. He's been unbelievable for England. What I'm saying is, for England, he's been great, but they play a particular way of football, and that probably suits him. Gerard Piqué was at Man United. You could argue that he might not have had the career that he's had at Barcelona if he stayed at United because of the way he plays. It's like boxing. Styles make fights. It's the same in football. The way of Man United's football and the way that they're trying to play hasn't suited him. Also, I actually disagree with that. Now, I know what largely recently it hasn't. So this new system, if we're playing a tall high up, it just doesn't suit him because he's a fucking slow melt. But if you remember how Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was playing a lot of the time, where quite a lot of the time we were sat quite deep and we were counter-attacking, we're playing quite low ourselves. Sometimes, why wouldn't that suit Harry Maguire? That's supposed to be what his sort of strength is, maybe he's a low block defender, if you know what I mean. But I don't know. I mean, yeah, recently I don't think it's fit, but it's largely because he's just slow as all hell. If he had a bit of pace about him, then yes, he could play in these different systems. But because he's so fucking slow, it doesn't really bode too well. Oh, nice one, Rushmano. We've got a new update, and I'll read that in a moment. But yeah, Harry Maguire, I agree largely with what Rio said there. Apart from that, sometimes under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, we sort of played in a more Harry Maguire-esque way that would favour Maguire on paper, and yet he was still not very good. So there you go. But certainly at the moment, he's shite. He's absolutely shite. Hey, thank you so much for this update on an assistant. We've got an update here, guys. Thank you so much. So David Ornstein also this evening gave us an agreement, gave us an update that said that Man United reached a verbal agreement in principle with Erik ten Hag to become next permanent manager. United will need an agreement with Ajax, who are aware, to finalise the contract. No announcement until after the Dutch Cup final. And then also, we've got some more information about Ajax assistant manager Mitchell van der Gaag is highly sought after by numerous European clubs, and Man United may open talks in the coming days to make a formal offer for him to join Erik ten Hag at Old Trafford. So maybe he'd be bringing Ajax's assistant manager Mitchell van Gaag over as well. Van der Gaag, Mitchell van der Gaag. He sounds like a porn star, mate. We're going to have Mitchell van der Gaag, the porn star, as our assistant manager. Get in? No, but he's the current assistant manager at Ajax, right? And so therefore, I guess it does make a lot of sense if he's already there and he's already working with Erik ten Hag. Then it kind of makes sense. Ten Hag and Van der Gaag. What a combo. Erik ten Hag and Mitchell van der Gaag. What the fuck? Anyway, fair enough. That sounds pretty fun. So that's a pretty cool update on an assistant there, guys. Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But anyway, yeah, Rio Fernandez said that in regards to Harry. I agree. Harry can't play in this system, and I don't think he'll be able to play in a Ten Hag system. So I think it's time to go for Harry. Sell him in the summer to Leicester or whoever will have him, Newcastle. Get him gone. Over 100 legends watching this stream right now. Do us a favor, smash that like button on it if you haven't done so. Drop a like on it, drop a subscribe, have your say, get in the live chat. We will have a Q&A at the end of the video as well, shortly, in fact. But I want to cover all the latest news very quickly. So we have an update as well that suggests that Eric Bailly is reportedly heading for the exit of Manchester United this summer. Makes sense, doesn't it? He's 28 years old. He's made 7 appearances for Manchester United this season, by the way. And with just 4 of those coming in the Premier League. And he's not even been in the squad at all for the last 2 Premier League matches, despite being available. So let's face it, he's completely out of sorts at Manchester United. Now, it does depend on the new coach coming in, if he wants to assess the squad and maybe give Bailly an opportunity. But let's face it, he's really not done very much since he's come into the club. I mean, he's not even played that many times. Look at this. So since he came into the club, we signed him in 2016 now, guys. 2016 we signed him. And he's only played 113 times for Manchester United during that time because of a lot of injury problems. I mean, that is not a lot of games in 6 years of football, really. And only another 7 appearances so far for Eric Bailly this season. He's got to go really as well. I mean, he is surplus to requirements of this football club. I think that we've got to, as I've discussed many times about the defence, my personal opinion on this is we've got to bring Mengi through as a youngster, as an option, as a backup this season. We keep Lindelof as, a rotationary player. We go with Varane as a starter, and we sign somebody else to be a starter as well. And we fuck off Harry Maguire, we sell Phil Jones, and we get rid of Eric Bailly. That's my personal opinion on the best, what the best thing to do for United would be, because as okay as Maguire is, that's all he is. He's just okay. He's not going to live up to the standard of being a true Manchester United centre-back, and he's not going to establish that partnership, I don't think, with Varane either. So for those reasons, don't persevere with him. Just get rid. Now, in regards to Eric Bailly, though, his contract, he signed a new contract just last April. Another example of Manchester United shit in the bed with our wage structures and our transfer dealings and all that sort of stuff. But, new contract for Eric Bailly last April, which is due to run until June 2024, with an option of a further 12 months. So, I mean, there you go. He's not really playing for us. He's not really done too much. I like Eric Bailly. I think when he's fit and available, he's a good option. I really do. In fact, I would rather see him playing there ahead of Maguire 100%. But the problem is he is quite injury prone. He's not always available. He's maybe a bit erratic as well sometimes. And he's had injury problems he's been blighted by that throughout his career at United. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. So I wouldn't you can't rely on Eric Bailly. That's the problem. You can't just say to him, hey, you're going to be a starter every single game this season, because he's not, because he's constantly going to be in and out of the team, nursing little injury problems and stuff. Rafael Varane, same deal. But Rafael Varane's that elite tier player where, you're going to have to manage him. You're going to have to manage it. You're going to have other players come in and back up sometimes. And all the more reason why you got to go out there in this January transfer window, summer transfer window, I should say, summer transfer window, and sign a beast centre-back. It's got to happen. Now, we've also got other players that are still centre-backs. Phil Jones got to go, doesn't he? What's going on there? That's crazy. Why is he still even here? I love Phil Jones. Nice guy. Yeah, nice one. Going away, Phil. But please go away now, because it's been too long. He's just being paid money. He's not doing anything. Axel Tuanzebe is on loan, of course. He'll be coming back in the summer. He'll be coming back. What's going to happen with him? Let's just have a little vote on Axel Tuanzebe, actually. I might even be persuaded to keep Axel Tuanzebe. I'd rather keep Tuanzebe than Slabby Maguire or Eric Bailly, to be honest, at this stage. At least Tuanzebe's a bit younger, and maybe you can, use him as a backup, use him as a rotation player. So keep or sell Axel Tuanzebe, guys. Keep or sell Axel Tuanzebe. Let's just have a little vote about that. Hey, Bell691, what's going on, man? He says, do a poll. Who wants a Piggy and Tom podcast series? Who's Tom? Is that my brother or somebody else? Who the fuck is that guy? Sell says Paul Clayton. Sell says Josh Lee. Keep says Alec Brandon. Sell says Johnny. Fair enough. I'd be more inclined to keep him than a lot of the other shite we've discussed. Sell says Mohammed FN. Sell, no United level. I mean, yeah, largely, listen, that's probably the best thing to do, really. He's 24, 25 now as well. He's not even young. I'd rather see Mengi giving game times, deputising, being given a little nod to say, hey, you're going to be, the youth player that's coming through this season at the back. And that doesn't mean he's going to play all the games. No, we need to sign a proper centre-back to establish a proper pairing. But it just means that Mengi's going to be backing up alongside, the likes of Victor Lindelof for the main centre-backs. That makes a lot of sense. Great shout, guys. So there you go anyway. So Eric Bailly, looking likely that he'll be leaving this summer as well. Let's get into the rest of the sort. We've got some sort of transfer news and stuff as well. There's a lot of debate and discussion about Paul Pogba right now. Different outlets. I mean, the Mirror are reporting this, that United have offered him a new contract worth 400k. But the Mirror's a bag of shite, isn't it? And I don't think we have offered him a new contract. It's bullshit. He's going to surely go out on a free. If Man United signed Paul Pogba up to a 400k contract deal, they're off their absolute tree. And there would be a lot of players at the football club that would just not be happy with that, because it just doesn't make any sense. Bruno's just signed a new deal on 200k a week, for instance. So it doesn't add up to let Paul Pogba stay for that sort of deal. If he wants to take a pay cut and go down and have parity with the likes of Bruno with his contract, then, fair play. But it just doesn't add up for us to sign him up to a new deal. So I think he's going on a free. Guys, do you think he'll stay or do you think he'll go? Let me know in the live chat. Have your say. I think he's going, guys, in off free in the summer. He can get a big fat money deal elsewhere. He can get a fat signing on bonus. His agent can get a bigger signing on bonus. He'll get paid more money at somewhere like PSG. If PSG don't want him, he can go and be a hero at somewhere like Juventus. So he'll definitely get some offers in the summer. I'm pretty sure he's going. United just do not need to persevere with him. There's no benefit for us whatsoever having him in the squad. All he's doing and all he's done, really, as much as he is a great player on his day, all he's really doing is just holding us back. He's just taking the place of somebody in the squad who could actually be better than him, who could maybe develop into a better player. So for those reasons, yeah, Pogba out. Go far away, says Kingsley. Go, says Susan. Madhouse says go. Got to go, says James Bowering. Can't support players like him. Pogba will go to PSG. 67 players gone for free this year, says Bo691. Exactly, yeah. So you'd think there'll be a big change and lots of players coming in. Yeah, exactly. Berber says, sick to death of Paul Pogba, the mercenary melt. Exactly, me too, mate. Me too. Just the comments that he said recently and stuff as well just makes me think, you what? Like I said recently, he shouldn't play for Manchester United again between now and the end of the season. Because what are you doing by allowing him to play? You're just wasting preparations for the next season. Only if you've absolutely got to use him. If you've got to use him, then play him. But I don't think you're going to get your all from Paul Pogba. His heart's not in it. You can clearly see that now. Now there's nothing to play for this season at United, and that's somewhat down to him a little bit as well. His head's not in it anymore. He's not interested. I think he's already looking to the summer where he can move. So for those reasons, yeah, hashtag Pogba out. Pogba out. Right, okay, so a little bit of transfer news then, peeps, as well. Andreas Pereira's proposed move from United to Flamengo has collapsed. So the 26-year-old, he obviously was on Flamengo on loan last year. And, he's been deemed surplus to requirements at United. But a report in Brazil news outlet suggests that the Brasileiro Serie A side have now withdrawn their efforts to recruit Pereira on a permanent deal. The report adds that Pereira's inconsistent form and legal complications relating to a 75% part ownership of the midfielder are the two main reasons why Flamengo have pulled out of the deal. So we were trying to get rid of this guy. Obviously, Andreas Pereira, he's out on loan. He's set to remain on loan with them until December, I believe. So it's a long-term loan. But he's under contract until June 2023. So maybe he'll just leave on a free at the end of that. But it just goes to show you it's more piss poor sort of, more piss poor transfer dealings by Manchester United here. And we're going to miss out on selling this guy. And he's just surplus to requirements of United. He's never going to play for us. We're just shite, aren't we, at getting players sold? We seem to sign players for way too much money. We buy a lot of players for an overinflated price. And then we just can't get rid of players even for peanuts. That's what it seems like. Nobody wants our reject players. We get a lot of reject players as well. Let's have a look at this, Mr. Marno. Okay, nice. So check this out. We've got another little update, a quote from Yap Stam here, my friends. Yap Stam said, in principle, I'm open to any role at Manchester United. I have enjoyed working and living there. I owe a lot to the club. If I can help United in any way, I'm open to it, provided it's a role that suits me. Get in there, my son. You know what we should bring him in as? We should just bring him in as the dressing room enforcer. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to fuck with Yap Stam. Yap Stam, dressing room enforcer / motivator. One of the coaches on Ten Hag's team, he just goes in there and smashes people up. If they're having a bad game. But anyway, no. Yap Stam, what a beast, man. What a beast. That's it. We're going to see players who have been previously playing for Manchester United linked with coaching roles at this club now as well. We've heard about Robin van Persie, various links there. Before Ruud was announced as the PSV coach next season, he was being linked. So there's going to be loads of links. It's ultimately going to come down to what does Erik ten Hag want? Who does he want in his coaching staff? I think he would probably like to have some Dutch connections and some people who've got connections with Manchester United as well. But at the same time, if he wants to bring in his own staff, you've got to let him have those freedoms to do that. Van der Beek will return. Yeah, Yap Stam is a big Dutch man. I agree, Berber. He's very large, very tall. The Dutch are the tallest nation on earth. You know that? I think they've got an average height of 6'3" or something, mate. So yeah, he just fits in right well with the tall Dutch people. Robin van Persie also pretty tall when you think about it, 6'2" or something. Anyway, right, okay. In fact, name me a small Dutchman. Wesley Sneijder. It's not that hard, I suppose. Anyway, Mark van Bommel. Anyway, right, okay. Let's go back into the news here. So, René Maulestein was also asked to, apparently this is also being reported that he's also been discussed and asked about to maybe become Erik ten Hag's assistant. And this was when he was at Ajax as well. So René Maulestein was asked to become Erik ten Hag's assistant at Ajax, but he'd already committed to the Australian national team at the time. So, there's already some history between these two guys as well. Okay, and also just into some more transfer news. United and Tottenham and a couple other players, a couple other teams are reportedly interested in signing Sam Johnstone, the goalkeeper, for a free transfer this summer as well. And then finally, another bit of transfer news that we've got, which is in regards to a player which is very exciting, of course, Darwin Núñez. There's lots to talk about Darwin Núñez over at Benfica. And there's a report today, Benfica boss has opened the door essentially for a Darwin Núñez exit with Manchester United and Arsenal and various other clubs linked. So Benfica head coach Nelson Velarissimo has revealed that star striker Darwin Núñez will be allowed to leave the club in this summer's transfer window. He's 22 years of age. He's excelled in basically all games this season for them. He's actually scored 31 times in 36 appearances across all competitions. And if you look at what United need, obviously we need a lot of positions sorting out this summer with players coming in. But certainly we need a goal scorer. Ronaldo might be here next summer, or he might not. But Cavani's not going to be here next summer. We don't know what's going on with Greenwood. Rashford's not a striker, if you ask me. So we absolutely need to sign a striker. And this guy is a goal scorer. He's a great forward player. We need to sign forwards. We need to sign a winger. We need to sign multiple central midfielders. We need to sign a centre-back and arguably a couple of other positions too. But certainly a forward player or two is what you need. Maybe a more established, more experienced goal scorer, someone in the mould of, I don't know, Harry Kane, not necessarily saying him, but just someone like that. And then maybe this guy as well, because he's 22, he's going to have a great future. But Uruguay international is, impressive form It's caught the eye of a lot of the teams in the Premier League, of course. Speaking to the press ahead of Benfica's Champions League tie with Liverpool on Wednesday, their manager Verissimo admitted that it's going to be difficult to keep hold of Nunes, and he accepts that the striker is going to seek pastures new this summer. He said it's the law of the market. Obviously, players like Darwin and the best players, the idea would be to keep them all, but we're in a competitive market in which clubs need capital for their daily management. Which basically says, you can't justify keeping all of them because the ceiling in their league is only so high, and there's going to be bigger money deals that's just going to tempt the owners, and they're going to have to sell them. At the end of the season, he says, if he has to go, we have to accept it. It's the law of realizing that there are stronger markets, and because of that, there are players that we cannot keep. Benfica is no exception to that. So he's fully aware that there's no chance that, really, if the big boys come in, there's no chance that they're going to be able to keep hold of him. The only thing is, though, he's under contract until 2025 at the Estadio de Luz, and that means that he's got quite a premium on his head because of the amount of money, the amount of goals that he's scoring, the heads that he's turning, and how he's doing it, and just the prospect that he is, and the potential that he's got. So because of that, his valuation is, is huge. So we have to wait and see if anybody wants to buy him for a huge amount of money, depending on, well, who knows how much it could be. 60, 70, 80, 90, who knows? Yeah, Big Bear, what's going on? Just watching Chelsea versus Madrid. Fair play to my son, I know. Yeah, great game, is it? Yeah, I haven't really been watching it. I've just been sort of like following it a little bit here. But 3-2 to Chelsea at the moment in extra time. Sorry, on the night, but that means it's 5-4 on aggregate, of course, for Real Madrid, who are currently winning. Benzema getting on the score sheet. How long's left in this one? How long is left? Ooh, interesting. Saved by Courtois. Anyway, Daniel Barnes says, have you seen what's happened to the YouTube on Xbox, anyone? No, what's happened, Daniel Barnes, mate? What's going on? Yeah, Chrissy J says, get in there, pig lad. Is that a here we go by Fab? It's not a here we go, no. So it's not a here we go, but it's the verbal agreement is in place. Ten Hag is satisfied. That's the situation. So it's not a here we go. It's not a done deal just yet. If we're going to put a percentage on it, it's 90% done because United's interest is definitely there. We're pursuing in that direction with Ten Hag. We've got a verbal agreement in place with Ten Hag now. So obviously Ten Hag's happy with what we're proposing. It's just a case of finalising a few things like backroom staff, and then obviously letting him finish the season in the Eredivisie, and also a case of just finalising it with the clubs. So Manchester United and Ajax have to reach an agreement, but there is a release clause in his deal for €2 million, which United are going to meet. So everyone should be happy very, very soon. And it seems like Ten Hag is also happy right now with what's on the table. So yeah, verbal agreement in place. That's what it is. It's not a done deal. There's no signatures. There's nothing signed on the dotted line. There is still a tiny possibility it could fall down, I suppose. But really, it looks like he's going to be the next permanent manager. United are pursuing him. And it's just the timing's not quite right because he is coaching another side that's on the verge of winning a championship. So yeah, 5 minutes left. Nice. Yeah, get in there. It's a here we go maybe, says Sir Firekey. Pogba just go, says Tomo. Well said, lad. Well said. Guys, I want to say thank you to everyone who's in here. We're only 8 likes away from 100 likes. So you know what to do. If there's 8 of you legends out there who haven't hit the like button yet, please do like the video. It's free to do so, and it boosts us up there on the YouTube algorithm. It helps us compete with the clickbait merchants, the charlatans, the shithouses, and the corporation channels. So... So, yes, please do smash the like. And also, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe. Get your thoughts and opinions in the live chat as well, because we always want to hear from you. And we're going to do a Q&A in a minute. But I'll just give a quick rundown, very quick rundown of what we've discussed in this video. So, Ten Hag is very, very close, almost a done deal. It's just a case of, finalising the contracts, sorting out the agreements between the clubs, and finalizations of backroom staff and all this sort of stuff. But he's happy with the assurances that have been made to him. He's happy with budgets. He's happy with wages, all that sort of stuff. That's all agreed. That's all verbally agreed. There's a verbal agreement with Manchester United. It's understood to be for a 4-year deal. That could be a 3-year deal with an option for an extra year, or it could just be a 4-year deal. That's the info we've got right now. Also, some reports say that Man United have made a formal offer to Ajax, to Ten Hag and Ajax this morning, essentially. But we have to wait and see how long this all takes before they can get the deal sorted out. So yeah, and if you're just getting in, that's basically the situation with Ten Hag. All positive stuff. 90% there now. Just got to wait for the time to play out, really, because he's obviously still in the job elsewhere. And also just a bit of transfer news, nothing really too interesting. Eric Bailly probably looking to leave in the summer. We're trying to sign Darwin Núñez potentially in the summer also. Andreas Pereira's potential permanent move to Flamengo's broken down. That's basically it. Paul Pogba, some reports that he's being offered a new contract. I personally don't buy any of it. There you go. That's the news, guys. That's the news. Great news about Ten Hag. Let's hope it's going to be a positive when he does come in. Let's hope United can get this sort of announced reasonably soon. I know we've got our own campaign to deal with the remainder of the season and serve day, so it might not be announced right away. But, you know, it's a matter of time, I think, before this guy's coming in. Hashtag ETH in. Let's go. So, yes, and that was broken by, I think, the Athletic this morning who said that we had reached a verbal agreement with them. Right then, let's get into the live chat, everybody. See what you legends got to say for yourself. We're going to have a bit of a Q&A now. So have your say. This is the time. Do drop a like as well and hit that subscribe button. You only need to be subscribed for 1 minute to chat. So if you want to make a point or have your say or ask a question, then do get yourself involved in the live chat with the legends. Nice one. And we've got 100 likes on the stream. Get in there, my son. Yeah, Mark Harris says, Bellingham would be class. Yeah, absolutely agree with that. If we could go and sign somebody like that, somebody that's just like really good now, but also going to be just boss in the future, who's only getting better, who's you know, got a lot of potential. I think you're absolutely right. Those are the sort of players, and he's homegrown too. He's English, so I couldn't agree more. That would be an excellent signing. Only problem with that is he's going to cost a fortune as well. So I don't really think we're going to be signing players like that. I think we're going to be more likely in the market for, you know, tops 50 million quid players, maybe players like, I don't know, Ruben Neves or Tielemans or people like that. Bellingham, I think, I've got a feeling he would cost a huge amount of money. I don't actually know. I think I've heard reports about 70 mil. Then again, I'm not too sure how long's left on his contract. Okay, so Matthew Witovich says, who is the one player you would want United to sign this window? So if I could just sign any old one player, Matthew Witovich, if I could sign any one player, it's a very good question, you know. Well, I would say it's probably going to have to be one of the central midfielders we've been discussing. I'm thinking about, it'd be cool if we got like Harry Kane to score the goals or stuff like that. But really, I think the most important place to improve would be the midfield. So if we could get something like, well, you know, Neves, Tielemans, Wilfred Ndidi, it's not going to happen. But, you know, if we could get one of those guys, then I'd be really happy for our midfield to think that it's been strengthened. Also, other players that are exciting and that excite me, you know, Anthony over at Ajax, the Brazilian winger. He's only 22 as well. He's doing some really great things with his assists and goal stats this season under Ten Hag. Ten Hag knows and loves him. So he excites me as well, because I think that's exactly the sort of player United should be signing for a wide player, somebody who's a good young prospect who's hungry but already doing the business now. And Lord knows we need it with Martial going and Rashford shit in the bed, so we could do with another winger. Striker-wise, Darwin Núñez. I would actually go and get Darwin Núñez and, you know, another striker as well, if I can. Maybe Robert Lewandowski. He's not going to come to United unless we get top four and pay him like a mother chuffer. But that's what I'd love to see come for a year, even if he's 34. Robert Lewandowski would bang the goals for us for a year, I'm pretty sure. But listen, we actually need to look to the future with younger players, younger, hungrier players, I think. So, you know, players like that, Darwin Núñez, that does actually excite me. But then again, and then at the centre-back position, if I was to sign somebody, there's a couple of prime candidates that maybe are ready to take the step up to the next level and that have impressed me so far, and they're reasonably young, and they're sort of hungry players like I'm discussing that we could do with going to get. Somebody like Jules Koundé, somebody like Pau Torres, you know, those are sorts of the different types of players. Jules Koundé is more of your, you know, your quicker, smaller, more technically gifted, I would say, centre-back, and Pau Torres is, you know, somewhere between that and an English and a Spanish Slavy Maguire. But he's very good. Anytime I've seen them play, I've been very impressed with him. And yeah, so maybe somebody like that. They're two that are linked constantly with Manchester United as well. I don't know. It just depends who's available and how much budget Manchester United have, because we can't get them all. I don't think United are going to go out there and sign all of these players. We might have a budget of 100 million or 150 million, but some of these players we're discussing here are going to cost you £50 million a pop. And so for that reason, I don't really think that, you know, you can go and sign a lot of these players. So he's going to have to sign some younger players, some hungrier players, some cheaper players, people like, as we discussed, you know, Anthony, maybe Gravenberch, a couple of players that he's worked with in the past. I'll ask the live chat. Yeah, Mr. X says Nunes is 80 million. It's somewhere in that region, yeah, because of his potential. He's got a contract for 3 years also. And because of the amount of money, you know, or the goals he's scoring and just the potential he's got, he's going to cost a lot of money. Paul Clayton says, who's going to be our new captain, Pig? Wow, okay. Yeah, good question. Who's going to be... Are Chelsea out, are they? Are Chelsea out? Are Chelsea out? Are Chelsea out, guys? Are Chelsea out? Chelsea out. Chelsea out. Come on. Get in there, my son. Benzema's done him in extra time. Let's be having you. Fucking love to see it. Yes. 5-4 in aggregate. Yes. 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 Get in there, my son. Absolutely beautiful stuff. Oh, and Bayern Munich are out as well. Villarreal progressing on 2-1, my son. I love it when a plan comes together. Get in there. Go on, Villarreal. Go on, Villarreal. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying, though, peeps? Like, you know, somebody like Pau Torres might be a decent signing. You know, he's doing well, isn't he, old Pau Torres? I mean, I haven't watched the game, but Bayern Munich are a really good team. And, you know, over the course of those 2 legs, they've defended well against them by all accounts. Pau Torres, good centre-back, good young centre-back. Was he 23, 24, Spanish international? Yeah, makes a bit of sense. Anyway, Emery in, says Mark Harris. Dick Emery. Get in there. Oh, I'm loving it. Bayern Munich out, Chelsea out. Oh, what a night. That's good news anyway, guys. Get in there. Yes. Yes, Madrid. Get in there, Michael Price. Akanji. Oh, yeah, that's a good shout as well. Rushmano. Or Timber. Yeah, that Justin Timber guy. Yeah. Yeah, fair play. They could be prospects as well. I think they would be like prospects that we could sign, absolutely. Akanji at Dortmund and Timber at Ajax, right? Yeah. We got a chance this year, says Connor Matthews. Chelsea got cheated out of that, to be honest, as Andy Young. That's awesome, Andy. Chelsea are out, says Neil Driscoll. If it was a City v Liverpool Chelsea Champions League final, who would you want to win? Fucking hell. Not answering that question. Grower number 1 says FIFA tonight. Yes, there is going to be FIFA tonight, mate. Around about 11:30, we'll be getting in. Let's all laugh at Chelsea. He says, let's all laugh at Chelsea. Da, 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 da. Okay, we're also out the Champions League, so let's chill out a little bit. Plus, we're not even in the top 4. But still, though, let's have a little laugh at Chelsea, because you've got to celebrate life's little victory. Or in this case, Chelsea's big defeat. Right, okay, I'm going to get into the live chat now for a Q&A, everyone. Q&A time. That's brilliant that Chelsea got knocked out. Let's have your say in the live chat then. Bring up whatever you want to say in regards to, you know, manager, players, signings, whatever you want to discuss. I'm going to stick on here for around about 10 more minutes or so. Have your say. Drop a like on this video as well if you haven't done. Help us get to 150 likes. Subscribe if you do. And get involved with the legends. So let's see what you guys are saying. Did I sort my crypto out after? I haven't done it yet, Chrissy J, actually. I need to sort it out, bro. Kofi Edmonds loving it. Leo Rose is loving it. Chelsea were 3-0 up too, says Eddie's Football Waffle. They were, weren't they? They've bottled it, man. Or 3-1, wasn't it, going in? Yeah. But they oh, yeah, because they scored it. Yeah. Oh, they've bottled it, Eddie's Football Waffle, lad. They were 3-0 up on the night tonight. Sorry, yeah, that's what we meant. That's what I forgot, yeah. 3-0 up on the night tonight, obviously. Yeah, that's fucking brilliant. That is so hilarious, mate. They've proper shat it. Lily who, says Mark Harris. Pig, you forgot about captain next season. Sorry, Paul Clayton. Sorry, I got distracted with laughing at Chelsea there, mate. Okay, so my captain next season, well, there's an asterisk on there, really. It depends. If Cristiano Ronaldo's still here, I would give him the captaincy. I still think he's the best leader and the most determined player we've got in our team. And it's probably the best candidate to be captain because he's the most experienced. He is actually the best leader, like in terms of leading by, you know, like, you know, determination and showing that spirit of trying to win and always going for it and being super professional and striving for greatness. You know, for those reasons, I think he makes a good captain. The only thing is he going to be here next season? If we don't get top 4, he might actually leave in the summer. That's a strong possibility. I could imagine he's going to stay next year, But I could also imagine a reality where if we don't get Champions League football and an offer comes in, or there's a clause in the contract perhaps we don't know about, then maybe he does decide to go to a Champions League team just so he can add to his tally and add to his legacy, because he's not getting any younger, and this is his last season or two really to play in such a competition as the Champions League. So it depends really what he's happy to do. If he wants to play, no European football next season or play in some shitty Europa League, he might stay. If he stays, though, I would give him the captaincy, because I think he's a Don just for next season. And then long term, I'm looking at somebody like Bruno Fernandes. I think Bruno Fernandes, okay, recently he's not been the same Bruno Fernandes necessarily that we saw for the first 18 months after he signed. But I know what sort of player he is. I know how he tries. I know his determination on the pitch as well. And I think he's a good leader by leading by example out there on the pitch also. And so I would probably give him the long-term captaincy, because he's the right age. He could be the captain for 5 years. Now, there's other candidates that may be more deserving of it. Like, for instance, Davide De Gea. Davide De Gea has been here over a decade. He's the best player we've got in many ways. Certainly the best player we've had this season. And he holds himself in the right way, and he demands a certain amount from his players as well. Only problem is he's a goalkeeper. I just don't really like goalkeepers being captain. So for me, I would give Ronaldo the captaincy next season, and then, if he's still here, that is, and then probably Bruno long-term going after that. But let's get a vote in the live chat, everybody. Have your say. What do you think? What are your thoughts on that one? Who do you think should be United's next season, captain next season under the new manager Ten Hag? One thing for sure, if Ten Hag does come in, he's got to lay the smackdown on Harry Maguire. I'm sorry to say, he's got to give him the old rock bottom followed up by a people's elbow, mate. Right out of the football club, I'm saying, give him that eyebrow, take him down to Jabroni Drive to the SmackDown hotel and lay it on Slabby thick. That's what he's got to do, because he's got to get rid. If he's not getting rid of him, then he's got to at least strip the captaincy off of Harry Maguire, maybe free up Harry Maguire a little bit, but also give it to somebody who's actually going to be more deserving of that captaincy. So I do think that it would be a good decision to take it off of him. Loco Chopper, thanks for the comment, mate, and thank you for subscribing, Loco Chopper. Welcome in, mate. Thanks for getting in the chat. He says the board got lucky in that the cheapest option will be the best option in getting Erik ten Hag. Yes, a really good point you make, actually. So yeah, that's a very good point. It's not a lot of money to get this guy in. Either, contract, I'm sure he's going to be given a huge contract just in line with the top manager in the league, but also, like you say, it's only a €2 million compensation package that they're going to have to pay to Ajax. So it is cheap to get this guy in, man. It is cheap to get this guy in. Bruno captain, says Paul Clayton. I can understand that. Haaland for United, says the F-man. It's not going to happen, is it? Yeah, the big guy says bye-bye, Chelsea. What does a captain really do anyway, says Robin. Well, they're supposed to lead. They're supposed to rally the troops. They're supposed to, give you motivation at times as well. They're supposed to give you a slap when you need it. They're supposed to put an arm around you when you need it. They're supposed to lead by example. They're also supposed to, communicate with officials and things like that. And they're supposed to be the designated person to go and calm situations down or protest situations. You know, that's what the captain's job really is, you know, as well. So they have responsibilities. It's not just a case of, oh, you're the captain, you've got to lead and just play and lead by example. Now, you've also got certain roles which you should be doing as a captain, I think, whether it's rallying the troops, barking orders, you know, organising, things like that. That's what captains should be doing as well. Joe Pringle says, bit of a redundant question as we don't know who's coming in. What question's that? You mean as in regards to which we don't know which manager's coming in, so how can we know which players are coming in? Yeah, well, it looks like Ten Hag is 90% done now. I mean, there's an agreement in principle. Obviously, it's not 100% done. It's not signed on the dotted line, so you're right. But with Ten Hag 90% done coming in, you can speculate as to who would be coming in and who maybe would be going out. You know, we talked about a couple of players at Ajax, etc. So you could make some assumptions, but assuming makes an ass out of you and me, lad. Paul Clayton says, Pig do an Andy Tate impression. He got the job on a technicality of a legend who recommended you. You are nothing. You are a fool. And you are a waste of time. Good night. David Moyes, you are the biggest fool in Manchester. Hey, Palmerius. Thank you so much there, Palmerius. I appreciate it. He says, Pig, you're absolute legend. How you doing, Palmerius? Great to see you too. Much love. Ronnie or Bruno, says the big guy. Captains lead, make on-field decisions, organise subs, on-field changes, etc. Relaying coaches' outline, etc. Yes, exactly, sub to Flying Pig United. So there's a bit to it, which is why also I don't think Harry Maguire is necessarily the best. I've actually seen him a little bit better, doing that a little bit better recently, whether it's like trying to organise people and also getting in there and protesting with officials and things like that, but also like telling people to just back off and calm down and don't escalate the situation. I've seen him do that a little bit better recently, but he's still not the man for me because firstly, I think your captain has to set a standard with their play, and then all the other stuff is secondary. Like, you've got to be good enough. You've got to be one of the best players in the team. If you're actually one of the most consistent, for sure. If you look at who's been Manchester United captains over the years, they're always some of the best players in the team, whether it's your Robsons or your Kenos. You know, they're always some of the best players, the most consistent, most dependable, the toughest, the best players in the team. You don't give it to fucking a Slabby Maguire fridge who's bang average every other week making errors. What sort of captain is that? Fucking hell. Imagine if he was a captain of a naval ship back in the days when the Royal Navy were fucking exploring places, you know, going, instead of Captain Cook, you got Captain Slab, right? Captain Slab going around exploring. Fucking hell. How many times would he steer the ship into a fucking iceberg or something? You know, you wouldn't be too happy having him as your captain, would you? That's what I'm saying. You've got to have a captain who's solid, who's dependable, who you can rely on. And Harry Maguire would be like fucking Mr. Captain of the Titanic, wouldn't he? Going down with a ship every single fucking week. That's not what you'd want. You want somebody who's like got strong conviction in what they're doing, you know? And I don't think Harry Maguire does. I think he's a melt. Captain Pugwash, says Joe Pringle. Yeah, Ryan says he's the captain of an evil ship. You don't understand Maguire, how he's in the World Cup squad for England. Well, actually, Johnny, I'm going to give Southgate a little bit of slack on this one. He's a complete Pizza Hut paper baghead of a man, though. Gareth Southgate, isn't he? But at the same time, you can't really say anything other than Maguire has done well for Southgate. Whether it's in the Euros or the World Cup, he's done well for Southgate. A lot of the players that Southgate selects are players that have done well for him. They're not necessarily players that are in form right now. They're players that have done well for him. So he likes certain players for those reasons, and he's one of those players he likes, which is why you're probably going to see Pickford in goals as well in the World Cup as well. It's just like he goes for certain players that he likes and he can depend on. That he can depend on. That fridge belongs in the scrapyard, says the big guy. Slabby was a great captain of the ship. He's an anchor. He is an anchor. You're right, Southern Flying Pig. He just holds us back. They drags us down. You're absolutely right. He's got us stuck firmly on the seabed right now, my friend. N says De Gea should be captain, but depends if he's popular with the players. Harry's grandparents were in the Titanic, says Robin. Is that a joke, or are you actually being serious? Alexander says, let's hope Ten Hag will make Hannibal and the other youngsters play, says Alexander. Captain Chaos, says Johnny. He's still better than Mings, says Palmerius. Man United did treble 99. Hello there, says, is he going to solve our problem? Because we have player power big time and 50% of our players are crap. Well, hopefully there's not going to be as big of a problem to fix in the summer when he's in, actually, you know, Man United treble. So you're right, 50% of the players are shite and they do need to go. But a lot of those players are going to go this summer, aren't they? You're going to see players gone out the door. You're going to see players retire. You're going to see players leave on a free. Paul Pogba might be going. Cavani's going to be going. Jesse Lingard's going to be going. Martial might be going on a transfer. Bailly might be going on a transfer. Phil Jones, who knows? Slabby Maguire might be going on a transfer. Nemanja Matic, it's time to go. He's getting on a bit. Juan Mata's going to be finishing his contract because he's getting on. Time to go. Contract's running out. There's also other signings, other players which it might leave beyond that. That's a lot of personnel out the door. So because of that, you will see a big change. Paul Pogba going to PSG or whoever in the summer. Because of that, you will see a big change in personnel. So I'm hoping that there's going to be enough of a change at Man United that we're going to have a positive kickstart. You're going to see Ten Hag be able to shape the squad with his signings that he wants and being given freedom to do that. And sign, you know, Graven Birch and looking Anthony and, you know, Pau Torres or Jules Koundé or whoever he wants to sign. Tielemans or with there's talks that Ruben Neves would be quite high up on the list if Ten Hag was coming in. Ten Hag has obviously got his own ideas about who he should sign, and he hasn't even begun yet. He's still at Ajax trying to win the Eredivisie title, so he hasn't even begun. So it's kind of like a moot point at this moment in time because, well, he hasn't even begun any work yet. But soon the assessments will be made. He'll decide who he wants to get rid of. He'll decide what sort of players he needs to improve the squad with, like who he should go and sign in what certain areas. I hope he goes out there and assesses that we need 2 midfielders, 2 proper central midfielders coming in. Get rid of the likes of Matic, get rid of Pogba, keep McTominay and Fred maybe as backups, as squad players, rotation players, but then we need 2 starters. You need a proper CDM beast who is better than Fred. Fred's a good player, but he's not a great player. I'm talking about a great player here. And then we need to get a central midfielder as well, somebody who's got a bit of both about them. Then you've also got Donny van der Beek, who's coming back into this situation, which Erik Ten Hag might be able to get the best out of him in a new system. having worked with him previously, of course. And then, so you've got a lot of options for Manchester United. He needs to sign a striker. He needs to sign a couple of midfielders and at least a centre-back. And then, in my opinion, a winger as well, and maybe even a couple of other areas that you could sort out as well. Hala Madrid, get in there, Takashi, come on. Chelsea have bottled out of the Champions League. Let's be having you. Where are you? Get it, I'm loving that. Fair play, Eric's Reds. He says Varane or De Gea for the captain's armband. Yeah, both good picks in all fairness. Varane has been there, done that, bought the T-shirt, got a stain on it, watched it many times. He's literally got 4 Champions League medals, this guy. Hey, Eddie's Football Waffle, what's going on, my son? Look forward to your reply if you have one. Eddie says, I really want to see some youth too who will be hungry and will listen to coaching more and will be fresher. Such a good point. Yes, I've been saying this a lot recently. I think we should be going for players who are 25 and under. I don't think we should really be looking at signing players who are, like we're talking about Kane or you're talking about Lewandowski, these guys. Yeah, okay, they're mature goal scorers and, they're going to get you goals. But it's not really what United really should be doing right now. We should be trying to look for the future now. We should be getting the hungrier players who are on, who can grow, who are on a bit less money as well. Where we're not just bringing the whole squad structure and wage structure into disrepute. Go and get some quality young hungry players who are 23, 24, 25, who are ready to take the next step up. I couldn't agree more, Eddie. Like, we need to go for the look to the future now. Even players younger than that, even players like Bellingham, for instance, would be an amazing signing for us for the future. You've got your Sancho in. Sancho, I still believe, is going to develop into a great player for us. He's young. It's his first season in here. It's been a struggling season for the team. We've not seen the best of Jadon. I still think he's going to be a great player in the future. And if we can get somebody like that in at midfield as well, that'd be amazing. And they're both English, homegrown talents. But we're not going to get Bellingham, I don't think. But that's who we should go and get as one of the midfielders we sign. Loco says, if Erik Ten Hag isn't known for buying big dollar signings, he goes for bargains. Exactly, yeah. So true. But that's also a lot down to because of Ajax, isn't it? You're so right. But, he will have more resources at his disposal at Manchester United. So he might go for a bigger signing. Or, like you say, he might just go and look for many different quality, lesser signings, and pluck some gems out. But Ajax have got the pick of the youth development when it comes to youth players in Holland. But what he's having to do every season, because they got him a limited season in the market, that's just not as big as the Premier League or other leagues. They have to sell a lot of their players every now and then, and they have to develop players, and he's got to sign bargains as well. So you're absolutely right. Like, if anybody's got a track record of developing youth players and also signing bargains over the last few seasons, I think that he's one of the best when it comes to, like, if you look at who they've produced, who they've sold for big money, and who they've bought. I would agree with you. Rush Molly says, we might see a better Maguire under Ten Hag. Really hope so. No, fair enough, Rush Molly. I hope you're right too. I actually don't hope you're right. I hope we just sell him and we don't see any Harry Maguire under Ten Hag. But fair enough though, Harry. But fair enough though, Rush Molly. I like that joke. Anyway, well, you can't say anything against Kane, but I get your point. We need a sporting director. Ralph is... Listen, I don't slag off Kane at all. I think Kane, if you're actually talking about it, he's only, 29. He's a proven goal scorer within the Premier League. He's a great player. If Manchester United could sign him, we'd be sorted for scoring goals for the next few seasons. We really would. He is a very good player. Whether you rate him this season as much or not, he's still proven to be a great goal scorer over his Premier League career. And he would bang you the goals at Man United, I'm sure, if he could actually play well behind him. Craw says United actually played the 4-2-2-2 instead with Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes playing as strikers. The system has been questioned by supporters. You what? Erik Ten Hag will develop more of our squad like Sancho and Fred. Yeah, Loco Chopper. And also we can maybe bring in some of the youth players. You know how like at United the last few seasons, we maybe brought like one player through each year? Like Elanga's probably the breakthrough young player this year. Last year, we'd maybe say Greenwood's developed really well under Ollie as well, like the last couple of seasons. Before that's Rashford. Maybe Brandon Williams had a little bit of a few games here and there under Ollie and stuff. But really, we haven't really developed that many youth players or what should I say, transition the youth players into being first-team squad players. We haven't done that. We need to do that a bit better. I think he can do that a bit better. Because you can create your own quality players. You don't have to go out there and buy everybody's players. How's about we actually produce some of our own like we used to? Who remembers the class of 2? Hello, anyone? Class of 92? Class of 92? Fucking developing our own players? Why? Where's that gone? Why can't we do that anymore? So we've got a lot of good young talents in the squad. We need to bring a few more of them through, don't we? You want to see the players in our squad develop and get better under Ten Hag. Spot on, JB. Emery to United, says Lershon Edwin. Hey, fair play, man. Well, he's been doing bits. Smash a one if you'd have Emery at United, guys. Yeah, Madhouse, why isn't Maguire injury prone? Well, it's hard to break concrete, really, mate. That's the thing. Villarreal are in the semi-finals of the Champions League. That is magical. Yeah, let's get a hashtag Villarreal doing bits. I agree, Kumaran. That is amazing. Eddie's football officer says, Piggy, do you trust the Glazers to give Ten Hag the sign that he wants? I'm not confident after Ollie. I mean, honestly, no. I'm not honestly, no. The only thing that makes me think that they might give him a lot of signings is because we need them, because we've got a lot of players going out. So I think they might in this window, but going forward over the next 3 years, I personally don't think they will. I think they'll make a statement of intent in this window and just to the fan base and appease the fans and sign a bunch of players. But I actually don't think over the course of the next 3 years they will. I think they'll just invest at the start and then that's it. And they'll just try and put on a show, fluff up the shop window type thing. There you go. But maybe not. Maybe they won't even do that. Let's try turning Maguire into CDM or else we are stuck with him, says Adsonyu. Oh, he can piss off as a CDM as well, lad. Takashi says we need Maguire out and youth in. Takashi, you legend. You're absolutely spot on, mate. Get that guy out. He's not good enough, is he? Go for some other options, I mean, he's not old. He's in his prime. But the thing is, he's just crap. That's the thing. He's just crap. I mean, he's not crap. He's okay. He is okay. He wouldn't be England's first choice centre-back if he wasn't good. But we need a little bit better than that, if you ask me. Yeah, Glazers are happy to keep players like Lingard, Mata and Donny. Could you imagine if they just signed up Lingy to a new deal and signed up Pogba to a new deal? What a show of weakness that would be. They've got to get rid of these underperformers, don't they? Thank you, Eddie's Football Waffle. He says, hit the like. Yes, everyone, we're very close to 150 likes on the stream. Do smash that like on the video if you haven't done so, and drop a subscribe if you're new and get in the chat. Roll on the World Cup, James Whelan. Yeah, this season's more or less a write-off. Actually, as things stand, we are still in the hunt for top 4. Let me just ask you this. Who's going to get 4th place then, guys? I honestly do think it's going to be Spurs now. Spurs are the ultimate bottle job club, though. They're the proper bottle merchants. It would not surprise me in the least if they just lost the next 3 games in a row, say. But same time, Conte's just got them looking a little bit decent at the moment, and Arsenal and United are stuttering all over the place. And United are looking particularly gash. Spuds will get 4, says Dean M. Spud says J. Spud says JR. It does look like, I mean, if you look at the form as well, we've got 3 losses out of the last 5 Premier League games. That's pathetic. Arsenal themselves, they've got 3 losses out of their last 5 Premier League games. That's pathetic for 2 teams who are going in for the run in here against, it's pathetic. Tottenham, on the other hand, they've won the last 4 games. So they're making a push for it at this moment in time, which is why I think the momentum's with them. Plus they are actually 6 points ahead of Manchester United, having played the same games as us with only 7 games remaining. It's not looking too fantastic, is it? By the way, guys, I really want to ask the live chat a question here. We've got 191 Man United fan legends in it right now. I just wanted to know, so I'm putting the feelers out there. I might have to pay the bloody, the scalper prices or whatnot to get in the away ender and all that stuff. Now, I want to know if anybody's like a, season ticket holder, maybe they get allocation for away tickets and maybe they could apply for one for me, perhaps, for the Brighton game. I don't really know how it works, to be honest. I don't really know how that would work. Can you even share an away ticket with somebody else? I don't know. But I'm just saying, if anybody knows anybody that can get me a ticket for the Brighton game away, I really want to go to that one before the end of the season because, look, Ronaldo might not be here in the summer and I want to see him play for United again before. And also, I just want to, that one's close. That one's pretty close by and it's not an all day, all night thing. You can do it in the same day there and back. So I'm probably going to go to that one. But I don't really fancy paying fucking hundreds of pounds for a ticket though. So if anybody knows anybody can hook me up. I know there won't be very many tickets available for that game. The allocation, I think, it's just in the south stand. You're not going to get a lot of seats for Man United supporters. But if anybody does know anybody who can hook me up with a ticket, then let me know. Robin says, "Come on, Pig, just buy a ticket." Man, I'm on about buying a ticket, Robin. I don't want somebody to give me a ticket for free. I'm on about buying a ticket. What I'm saying is, can they, has anybody got access to a ticket I can buy, Robin? Fucking hell. And yeah, I will buy a ticket if I have to off the StubHub or somewhere like that where it's going to cost you fucking 5 times the face value, mate. Come on, use your head, Robin. Use your fucking head, son. The most boring fixture ever, I know, Spacer. There you go. Why don't you sit in the home end? Well, I've done that a few times. I don't really like it. I went to the Emirates and sat in the Arsenal end watched Arsenal United. And I didn't really enjoy it. There's a bunch of fucking scummers singing, "You're a cunt, Robin, you're a cunt," and all this stuff. And it's like, I'm just sat there going, All right, you know, and just like can't celebrate anything. It's just shit, mate. And then also went to see Birmingham City away at the St Andrews, and that was shit as well. You can't. It's just not the same, mate. It's just not the same. It's not the same. It's crap. You want to be able to shout and sing and celebrate when your team scores, and maybe you do give a little cheeky cheer. Then you get a load of fucking verbal abuse. Yeah, there you go. Spacers is the most boring fixture ever, says Spacer. Mark Coughlin says, "But pig, you're loaded." I mean, I'm absolutely not loaded, Mark Coughlin, lad. No, you got the wrong pig, mate. I think you have you seen how much I don't know how much you think we're making here, but it ain't a lot, Mark. Certainly, it's not enough for spunking hundreds of pounds on one ticket for one game of football. Absolutely not. Can't wait to see Ten Hag on the sideline at Old Trafford, says Dave the Gamer. Indeed. But all I'm saying is, if anybody knows anybody who's got access to an away ticket for that game, let me know. That's what I'm saying, and I'll purchase it from you. Nice one. Right, okay then. So I'm going to stick around for just a couple more minutes, dudes. It's 11 o'clock, crikey. Yeah, have your final say then. Get your final thoughts in there, guys. 5 likes away from 150. Let's smash the 150 mark. If you haven't hit the like, please do. It's free. Drop a thumbs up. There you go. Yeah, Dave the Gamer, can't wait to see Ten Hag on the sideline at Old Trafford, says Dave the Gamer. Yeah, Ten Hag at Old Trafford would be brilliant. Can't wait to see it either, mate. The sooner the better. Need to get this guy in. Hopefully it's going to be very soon, but it might not be. So Sub to Flying Pig says, the question everyone wants. Thank you so much for the super chat, mate. He says, is Pig streaming FIFA? I am streaming FIFA, Sub to Flying Pig United. Absolutely. I'll be on shortly, mate. And we've smashed 150. Thank you, Sub to Flying Pig United. Let's get a sue in the chat. Yeah, that's not a bad shout, Vincent Bullock. Not a terrible shout. Well, yeah, this is what I'm doing. I'm asking you guys first because I've got hundreds of United fans here. But yeah, I'm going to try and go to that game. So I'm going to try, I'm going to ask lots of different people. But I'm starting with you legends. Thank you, though, for the suggestion, Vincent Bullock. But yeah, I'm going to ask a bunch of people. I know there's a bunch of like ticket groups on Twitter and stuff like that also. Mark says, Pig, you don't want to spend any money on United this season, mate. Dane it in a bit of a new lucky hat. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. I see what you're saying. Manchester Derby will be great next season, says Kumaran Selva Kumar. Yeah, spend, says Mark Coughlin. JR says FIFA tonight. We are going to do FIFA tonight. We're going to wrap this video up then now, guys. Thank you so much to everyone who's tuned in. That's the news then. Ten Hag to United, verbally agreed between player and club. And now it's just about getting the finalisations done. Backroom staff sorted out. Contracts signed and agreements between Manchester United and Ajax, of course, compensation paid, all the rest of it. T's crossed, I's dotted, and all finalisations done. So we'll bring you all the latest news as and when that happens. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Make sure you smash a like on this video before you go. Drop a thumbs up, drop a subscribe, drop a comment afterwards as well. Once it's finished, come back afterwards and have your say in the not live comments. Do get your thoughts and opinions in. And let's be having you. Thank you, Madhouse's great show, and cheers, bro. Thank you so much. Aaron, Craw, Madhouse, Kingslayer, Mark Coughlin, JB, Johnny M, JR, Philip, Tarby, Joe Pringle, Rush Mano, N, JB, Dave the Gamer, Aaron, Mark Harris, Vutinator, like everybody. Thank you to all the mods. Thank you all the members. Thank you everyone who's got in here. Sylvester and Yanga as well, man. Don't forget that piggy sound. There you go, Sylvester. Kate Cadet as well. Much love to you, Kate Cadet, you Don. Alec Brandon, Andy Young. Yes, we'll be back on FIFA in about half an hour, my friends. So keep a lookout for that. And until next time, take it easy, stay classy. Do keep the debate alive, though. Come back once this is finished and get in the not live comments. Get your thoughts and opinions in there about maybe who we should be signing, what you think about Erik Ten Hag coming in as the next manager. Do have your say. It doesn't have to end there. Come back and get your thoughts in the not live comments. Thank you, Robin, Mark, Joe Snow as well. Much love. Thank you to Joe, Spacer, Simon, Takashi as well, your legend, Aaron, and everyone else. See you in half an hour-ish for FIFA. Have a good one. That's it from me. Erik Ten Hag to Manchester United is close. Come on. Get in there, my son. A new era begins. Hopefully, this isn't going to be a gash one. Only time will tell. But it can't be any worse than this current shower shite, can it? See you on the next one, guys. Thanks for tuning in. And come on, United. Sort your bloody lives out. Soon.